All right. Well, good evening, everybody. Ken Johnson here with you once again, and I do apologize about the last. I had a friend of mine just on just a minute ago who was in Ardmore, Oklahoma. I enjoyed that. I'm trying to get some more guests in here as well. It's just always good to have viewers out there. But I was trying to do something, and I was having a little bit of some trouble with it there. So hopefully this fixes the ordeal, and maybe we can have even more luck with it this time. I'm trying something a little bit different, so give me just a second. Well, I mean, for at least for this part of Texas where we're located, I'm talking about here in Northwest Texas. We are, for the most part, done with this winter storm here. Honestly, for the most part, we're done with it. There might be maybe a few, perhaps maybe a lingering or leftover, maybe snow showers across the area here tonight. But in general, I believe that most of this is pretty much done with for us here. There's still some bands out there of decent snow, to be honest about it. They're still out there, and I'm trying to pull some of my stuff up here. So official, I don't know what the official reports are, Chayton, but it looks like, according to Todd, somewhere right around 8 inches over that. It was a lot of snow. That was a lot of snow on the ground. That's the highest reports I've seen so far. I'm going to bring in my guy here from Duncan. This is going to be our buddy Darren Beaver over there in Duncan. Going to bring him in here and have him on. So let's bring. Oh, actually, this is Weatherman Cam here. Let's bring Weatherman Cam in. Hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. All right. So tell everybody where you're at, Weatherman Cam.
Far away, not okay, not that far. 8 miles away from Bridgeport. I've been taking 380 from Jacksboro to Bridgeport, and it has been nothing short of a nightmare. Ken, you can see it there. The roads are completely snow covered out here on 380. It's very, very slick. Speed limit here right now is currently 55. For most of it is 75, and I couldn't get over 40 because it's rough out here, man. And snow is still coming down. You can't see it too well on the camera, but there's still some pretty intense snowfall coming down. Flakes don't look to be too big at this time, but these roads, they are absolutely treacherous out in our eastern counties right now. So it's especially when you get to those bridges, overpasses, especially out east with the snow accumulating, those are holding it very well. And these roads are super, super slick, man. So luckily, I haven't seen anything too bad. I haven't seen any accidents on 380. Not many people out, which is how it should be. But definitely gonna be an easy one to spin out on, Ken.
Oh, I did. That certainly is pretty. That's some of the most intense snow I've seen so far here, Cameron.
Yeah, man, it's coming down pretty good here. All the roads are pretty much covered here. I couldn't tell you, just off, look outside the windows and all that. They've got some pretty good snow here. I couldn't tell you a number just from quick observation, but this is the most I've seen in our area today. You don't see any grass sticking out from any of these, I don't say snowbanks, but from any of these snow piles. So definitely a couple inches out here in our eastern counties. But man, the big story now is these roads are absolutely treacherous right now, Ken. You can see it. You can just see it's just absolutely covered on the road. And the best thing you can do for me is just, follow the person in front of me, given we're going, gosh, was it 30 under the speed limit? But that's kind of what you got to do in these conditions right now.
Oh boy, that is some heavy snow. I'm actually looking at the radar right now, and that's where the heavy snow is. And so you're actually right there in the middle of it. It's kind of pushing to the east pretty fast now. So I'm actually going to try to bring in some radar data here in just a moment, so we can have a look at that as well. While we have you on the phone, I'm having to do some stuff here and work around it while I'm trying to do this at the same time here. So, but yeah, that's some pretty good snow bands. So again, tell me exactly, Cameron, where you are at this time.
Okay, the best. I'm on 380 right now. I'm literally just about to cross Lake Bridgeport right now is where I'm at.
Okay, and what would you say the visibilities are like there?
The visibilities are okay. I mean, it's not really windy or anything, so the visibilities aren't that bad. But you can see pretty well. I think you can see the headlights coming from a good distance from the other side of traffic. But it's mainly the roads, just how slick the roads are. I'm actually about to hit the bridge right now over to Lake Bridgeport, and yeah, it is just absolutely drenched in snow right now. Probably at least an inch or two, maybe even three sitting on this bridge at the time, Ken. So, oh boy, this is some terrible driving conditions at this time.
So, how are you? Explain to our viewers out there how do you handle, driving in the snow like that?
Well, first things first is you don't want to be jerky with your driving. You don't want to be pumping the brakes. You don't want to be, constantly changing your speeds up and down. You kind of want to find a smooth, steady pace. Definitely want to reduce your speed. That's a big thing. But you don't want to slam on the brakes. You don't want to turn too hard. Don't want to accelerate too hard. And if you do feel yourself start to spin out, actually, there was a moment where the tracker itself kind of fishtailed a little bit. But when that happens, you got to turn into where you're sliding and don't slam on the brakes. Don't slam the gas. Kind of just let it slide and you should be okay, because if you try to jerk it too much, it's just going to make the matters worse. So if you're doing in a situation where you see yourself sliding, you start to fishtail a little bit, just, take it, don't panic, don't slam on the brakes, don't slam on the gas. If you're going to turn into where you are sliding.
Okay. All right, Cameron. Well, I'm gonna keep you on here with me while we're doing this here, and you just stay safe while you're doing. But you're going to stay on with me. I'm not taking you off here at this point in time. So you're going to be on here with me. You're going to stay on here with me. But I'm just trying to move things around a bit here. I got us in 3 cameras now. Actually, I'm going to try to take I don't like that view there. I'm just playing around with stuff right now, Cameron. So I'm looking at the radar here. And the radar is showing that heavy snow now. Oh, actually heavier bands of snow, Decatur down to about Weatherford. It looks like most of this has now shifted to the east of Montague County. It looks like most of it's east of Bowie and St. Joe now. So you're getting those heavier snow bands I'd say from north of Denton all the way down to Decatur and into the Weatherford area. The Metroplex has just seen a wide range of weather today, Cameron, and that wide range of weather today has just been from rain to freezing rain, sleet. But I do think that's going to gradually change over to mostly snow here in the next several hours. So,
yeah,
all right,
Ken, I also want
go
I was
ahead.
trying to keep up. I was trying to keep up with the snow band, but it's really hard to with just how poor the road conditions are. And we've been kind of just working on the western edge for the most of the past hour or so. I've been trying to get into it, but it's just it is just so hard with how poor these roads are. And some people here they like to go about 40 and a 70 in the snow. Or you get in my situation where you have someone who's going 15 to 75, and that makes things a little bit more difficult for me.
All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm bringing in another guy here, our buddy Darren Beaver. So I'm going to bring him on with us here. Darren, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
All right, there's a little feedback in there, so I just want you to tell everybody where you're at and how much snow you got there, buddy.
Yes, I'm in Waurika. I am east of Waurika from Highway 70 and 81. I am 4 miles east and 2 miles north. Right now, we got about 6 inches of snow on the ground, and it's still coming down a little bit lightly right now, but we've had heavier bursts through the day.
Turn your camera around. Let me see what the snow looks like there.
Okay. Facing back. Give me a second. How's that?
Yeah, that looks good. How are roads there, Darren?
For the most part, for the city of Waurika and proper, they're good. The ODOT's been out doing good with the snow plows, but you get into issues when you get off on the rural roads because they're less traveled. But if you take your time and go slow, you can navigate through them pretty easily.
All right. Well, Darren, y'all stay warm up there in Waurika tonight, okay?
Okay. Yep, will do. Thank you very much, sir.
All right. Thank you for coming on with it here.
You're
All right, so that was Darren Beaver here, and we got the radar going up here at the same time as we've got Weatherman Cam there on the left, myself here on the right. So currently we are looking at the heaviest snow, and we had Todd on earlier, and he had the heavy snow there in Ardmore, up in Oklahoma City, and back to the west. There's not a lot, just some light snow showers in those areas. But again, Cameron, the worst of this winter storm, at least for us, is over. But I believe the worst of the winter storm itself, northeast, north central Texas, southeast Oklahoma, about to get going here soon.
Yeah, so it's looking like it's lining up pretty well with what it was showing last night with the timing of the heaviest stuff and the transition, all that, and the heaviest bands where they'd set up. So looks like it's holding pretty true to par of what we thought it would do, Ken.
And it was It was such a hard forecast, Cameron. This has been one of this, and I've been doing this for over 20 years, and I would say that this ranks right up there with one of the top 2 or 3 most difficult forecasts I've had in my life. And it's because the weather data that we use that help us forecast initially showed this massive snowstorm coming down the pipe. But as we got closer, as you know, the weather data flip flop. I mean, I think it was Monday night. Some of the weather information completely took it away. I mean, completely took it away.
You know,
And then,
Ken, that was the first time I ever heard you say you were baffled by the weather. Not necessarily the weather, but just by the models. The way, especially, you know, the European model was very, very consistent with us for a very long time. And then, you know, we get 2 days beforehand. It's just like, yep, we're going to jump this thing to the east now.
I don't know what happened with the weather information, why it struggled so much with this. I mean, what we wound up having to do is we just had to basically just go with our gut here and kind of the way the storm track is and the way things were lining up to put together our forecast for this. It was not easy at all. And, you know, I do not envy those meteorologists down in Dallas because that was a hard forecast. I mean, you went from apocalyptic snowfall amounts to mostly rain today down there.
Yeah, it's I will say, you know, this is my first time ever seeing snow in Texas. Obviously, you know, I'm from the north, so snow is like, oh, you know, it's snow. But I will say maybe it's for the better we don't see more snow, because I think, you know, for us, you know, 2 inches, you know, for me, 2 inches is like, it's just another band of snow coming off Lake Michigan for me. But, you know, for us, that's like, whoa. And it's, you know, 2 inches is enough for us. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. And here's what I like about it too, Cameron, is this snow will be gone this time tomorrow. That makes it even better.
Oh, but it'll be really muddy and gross out there, Ken.
It will be, but you know, we didn't have a lot of rain that fell, you know, before the snow hit, so that helps to you know, keep it from being quite so muddy. You know, if it had rained a bunch prior to the snow, that would be a different story.
Yeah, but the worst part is when you get that, you know, all the snow that's mixed with the sand and the salt and all that. You know, it gets all over your car. It's just
Oh yeah,
gross and dirty.
yep, that is true. We'll have to do some, you know, wash our vehicles. Got a viewer asking me, Jennifer Nichols, heading to Missouri from Houston via I-45. How is it looking? You know, you're going to encounter some issues once you get up as you head northward there into Arkansas. You know, you're going to get some issues there. So just watch out. Our eastern Oklahoma. If you're traveling tonight, I wouldn't. You know, I would wait till, you know, probably midday tomorrow before I would do any traveling up that way. So, and somebody else says you can't really trust technology. You know, Cameron, for the most part, our computer models are really good. You know, very rarely do they do this bad. You know, the last night's run of the NAM model comes in and it has this clobbering snowstorm into tonight over us. And, you know, that didn't happen. You know, I think in general that the GFS computer model may have been the one that did the best with it all.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like, you know, the European, it was at the given time, a couple days, you know, flashback a couple days ago, you know, the European, you know, the GFS was constantly going back and forth on what we'd see. You know, one day it'd be like, oh, hey, we're gonna get a snowstorm. Next day it's, oh man, we're not gonna see anything now. And then, you know, next day it's like, oh, hey, there's a little bit of a snowstorm, but now the snowfall totals are coming way down. Whereas you had the European who's constantly pumping out, you know, a decent sized snowstorm every single day, right around the same place for, was it 2 or 3 days in a row? And we get to about 24 hours away, and next thing you know, you wake up and it's like, oh, this thing has just completely jumped it east. And now the model we were, you know, not say counting on, but the model we were, you know, pulling some of our forecasting from just completely flipped on us.
Oh, it did. It did. So you really see that's why you. So if you start saying that, you know, AI is going to take over for you know, humans, you know, AI can't do that. AI doesn't. You really had to use what you knew. And again, these YouTube guys and these teenagers and these kids at home that are throwing out maps all over the internet and whatnot. They just see bright numbers. And then whenever it doesn't happen, they're baffled. You really got to be someone who's in the know to be able to forecast something like this accurately. And that's why it's so important that people follow and trust their local meteorologists over these YouTube guys, you know. You know, there are some of them out there that are pretty good, storm chasers that are pretty good, but you know, they're going to throw those bright maps out there because they look pretty and they're appealing and they're catching your eye. So anyway, you know, this week, Cameron, I've had over 1 million people that have viewed my Facebook page.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. The best I've ever had, I think. So, of course,
Are you ready to get? Are you ready to get some rest?
yes, I am. I've been going nonstop since the weekend, posting on YouTube, posting on Facebook and TikTok, and I'll tell you what. I mean, it's YouTube is tough. It's tough to get. Yeah, the algorithms don't like me yet, so they don't really throw my stuff out there much. I don't have a lot of followers on there. Um, Facebook is my friend, and TikTok's my friend, but YouTube not so much yet. But I'm not going to stop. I'm not giving up. The more information we can get out there, the better.
I will say, Ken, coming from my personal experience, you know what it looks like out here with the way the sky is colored, the way the snow is, and all this is very reminiscent. Obviously, not seeing as much snowfall. Very reminiscent when it comes to look of a New England snowstorm from when I lived up there. It was just had that hazy color in the sky, the constant snowfall, the roads being pretty blah. Just very reminiscent of that. Obviously, we're not seeing those snowfall totals, but just very
Where
reminiscent.
where are you at right now, by the way?
I'm pulling right into Bridgeport proper, so right into downtown. I'll be right in the middle of Bridgeport.
How much snow is on the ground there?
I don't know. That's actually what I'm about to find out here. I'm going to pull over and see if I can find a spot that's untampered. Here's a good parking lot.
That looks like some significant snow on the ground. You see the roads there are that's covered in snow. Those are snow packed roads. I mean, it looks like it's coming down pretty heavily there. It looks like it's come down heavily for a good little while over that way.
Yeah, I'd say so. We're going to get out of the track. I'm going to take you out of the tracker here, Ken.
All right, take me out of the tracker and let's show what you got out there, Cameron. And again, Cameron is in Bridgeport, right?
Yep, Bridgeport. Just got into just like literally middle of Bridgeport.
And Cameron is in the tracker, but he's using his phone at this point in time. So, Alexis, no, I mean we'll get a little more, but nothing that's going to accumulate. This accumulating snow for at least most of Texoma, if not all of Texoma, is over with now. So,
Ken, how would you? I say I didn't bring my yardstick. How would you go about measuring this, perhaps?
just stick your finger down there and just kind of give an idea.
Oh, let's see here. Make sure y'all can see. Let's see here. Oh, that was disappointing. That's maybe like, I don't know, 2 inches, maybe 3 inches.
Well, that's there's a lot of obviously a lot of melting has taken place there.
Yeah, I'd say let's
go in the grass. The asphalt's not going to do a good job. Go in the grass.
All right, let's see here.
Of course, there's no wind out there, and that's not going to be an issue. And that looks like a good bit of snow there to me.
Oh, whoa. Hey.
How much is that?
That's my whole finger. That's probably about, I don't know, 4 or 5 inches.
That's in Bridgeport, right? Bridgeport, Texas, 4 or 5 inches.
Here's a Stanley for comparison. I mean, it covers up the entire bottom portion of a Stanley.
Hey, you could put some of that snow there in your cup, and you could have you a snow cone.
Yeah, I'm also on that one, man.
Have you ever made snow ice cream?
Back when I lived near Chicago, we did it all the time.
Oh, I love snow ice cream. It's really good, and you can take that. You can use that. What's it that? I can't think of the name of it now.
Hang on a second, Ken. I'm gonna mute myself for a second.
Okay,
Sheriff probably wants to ask a question.
Yeah, you can use all kind of different things to make it with though. But to me, the best is just use sweetened condensed milk, and then kind of just mix it in there with your snow, a little vanilla flavoring. And to me, that's really really good. So, ready to go, Cameron? Oh, Cameron's no longer with us here. So, well, let's get back here to this, and we will go. Well, there's Cameron.
Yeah, sorry. The sheriff was just checking on me, make sure I'm okay.
Oh, okay. He didn't see the fact. Did he see that you had that you were with the news?
Yeah, I told him I just pointed the tracker. He goes, "Oh, okay, I got it now."
Okay, all right. Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear. I'm glad to see they were checking on you over there. So
yeah, there's not many people out right now either.
Right. So I'm actually looking into the radar over your way now, and it doesn't look like the snow in Bridgeport is all that heavy at this time. It looks like the heaviest has kind of shifted east. That band is shifting east pretty fast, and I would think that precipitation in the Dallas area will change over here pretty soon, and you might get a couple of hours of snow, but I don't. It looks like at least over the Dallas area, you're going to miss out. I mean, that is really unfortunate because it really looked like Dallas was going to get it, but this storm system has been so unique, and it's brought a lot of warm air with it. And I talked about this at one time, Cameron, how we thought that the models anyway are that the air anyway could modify before that got here. So and that certainly kind of did happen a bit. So but yeah, that's quite a bit of a heavy rain down there in the Dallas area. I still think there'll be some sleet and snow there, but man, you jump north and northeast of Dallas, and it's snowing heavily, and it's going to add up in places like Melissa and up towards Sherman, and then you get up into Oklahoma. That's where the worst of it's going to be. But
I mean,
again,
it's still coming down pretty steady in here in Bridgeport right now. I mean, I know it's pulling away, but it's still pretty steady at this time.
Okay, all right. All right, Cameron. Well, we don't have a whole lot of viewers on here tonight, but I'm going to do I'm going to probably jump off here and go home and get me a bite to eat here. And I'm going to, just start. I mean, we got to have your live shot at 10 o'clock. If I were you, I'd just start making my way back here. And that way we can just take you live tonight around town here. I know you're tired, but hopefully you can take off tomorrow. Yeah, I know you're tired, man. You have you been drinking your C4s?
Absolutely, Ken.
I know you got to drink those C4s, man. Take you some ibuprofen too. That stuff will give you a headache.
Yeah, and I will say the thing that was nice for me was that this was like a little sample of taste of home. I said in the noon, I said up near Chicago we call this Thursday, but in Texas we call it chaos.
Oh yeah. I mean, we folks down here we're just not used to it. People don't know how to drive in it, and you get it. Let us get a really good one here, and man, people will be up in the ditch and everywhere else.
Oh man, I mean, shout out to TxDOT and everyone that was working this storm because.
Yeah. They got.
I saw my first Texas snowplow, Ken. I never thought I'd see a thing like that.
And you did see it, yeah. All right. So here's a little bit of a history story for you. You've heard me talk about the benchmark storm, winter storm for this area is of course the blizzard of 2009. Right. That was one of those situations that that system. The problem with that one was it wasn't forecasted correctly. And just like this one, several days prior to the storm, it showed up as being something significant. And then as we got, within that 2 to 3 day range, it completely took it away. Right. So we had, a lot of the forecasters around here weren't focused on us. They, a matter of fact, that from the weather service the night before, it was a 1 inch or less type of snowstorm. And then, they were kind of focused more up on Oklahoma City. So I think TxDOT really wasn't expecting a whole lot because of that. Now I will say, and I'm not tooting my own horn here, but we did go 3 to 5. We did warn people that could happen. We did see myself and a guy named Ben Walnick, we saw that at that time, and we knew something that, and I was a new forecaster in this area at that time, but I really never forecasted snow for much before. So I was a little nervous about it. I didn't know if I was going to get it right or not, but I did see that. But I think that TxDOT wasn't 100% ready for something like of that magnitude anyway. I don't want to say they weren't ready for snow, but they weren't ready for something like that. So since then, though, they've done a really good job of treating the roads before the snow get here. They have plows. They do a good job of keeping the roads clear. TxDOT does a fantastic job, especially on those main roads and whatnot. And, businesses and local neighborhoods also do a pretty good job of keeping the roads clear as well. So.
Yeah. Hey, on the bright side, you have better hair than I do right now. My hair has been destroyed by my hat today.
Yeah, I know your hair is all over the place, Cameron. I'm going to do something real fast. Look at Weatherman Cam's hair there.
This is a mess, dog.
It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful.
No,
you've had your beanie on today. People understand. They know, they know you gotta
stay warm.
Yeah, you gotta stay warm, man. You can't.
Did you layer up at all today, or did you just wear your normal?
I didn't think it was that cold today. The cold doesn't bother me. What bothers me is the wind when it's cold, and there wasn't any wind today. So I really didn't think it was that cold outside.
Yeah, I've got on leggings, jeans, snow pants, long socks, boots, t-shirt, another t-shirt, a sweatshirt, a jacket. I was ready for it. I was ready to be outside all day long, Ken.
Yeah, you were ready. Well, I knew you were going to work a long shift today. Hey, looking at the radar, those bands of snow have kind of increased once again up towards Bowie, so you might have some more strobe light effect, or what did you call it here? The hyperdrive effect.
The hyperdrive, the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, the Star Wars hyperdrive effect coming back into town here. So
you didn't like when I did that on air?
I didn't know what it was.
You remember seeing I'm talking about though, right?
No, I don't. And I'm a Star Wars guy too. I don't remember the scene.
That scene when Han Solo just screams it like that? Oh my gosh, man! I gotta put you on some culture.
So Darren says he estimated over 4 inches of snow, under 4 inches of snow there. And Katie, yes, for them. I mean, there'll be some more, snow showers overnight, but yes, the accumulating snows are over with for sure. So,
Do you want me to come back? Or want me to wait for the snow band?
no, I just come on back. Just come back. You've been working a long day. There's no need to keep you out there till all hours of the night. Because if you leave now, you'll be back in time. You'll be back here by 8:30, 9 o'clock, and then you can go out and do a live shot at 10, and then go home. So.
Are you sure you don't want me to play at that snow?
It's up to you. Hey, look, if Weatherman Cam wants to stay out and play in the snow, then you can stay out and play in the snow. I do not have a problem with that.
I kind of want to wait for that snow band.
Oh, just go for it then. Go, like I say, pretty good little band up there towards Bowie and kind of redeveloping kind of from Graham to Jacksboro. So, I mean, there are probably some big flakes with that. So, let's see. Teresa Sears says Iowa Park measured 4 inches of snow. And Andrea says this is enough for the year. Very rarely do we see bigger snowstorms in the month of January. February is our snow month. So to see something like this in January, it's not, totally out of the question. Usually you see it in February. So, I mean, we still got a lot of winter left. And while I'm not forecasting any more winter weather anytime soon, we could still see something before it all is said and done. So
do you want to talk about that snow chance about a week away?
Absolutely not.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
No,
it's a joke.
absolutely not. Yeah, matter of fact, the GFS computer model didn't even show that today. That the European did though, but Europeans apparently it's pretty good long range, but once you get it in 2 or 3 days, it kind of falls apart there. So
yeah, it sure does.
I'm actually looking right now before we jump off of here. I'm looking at the 18Z GFS just real fast to see if it showed anything different. And I really think that the GFS wound up doing the best of all the computer models, honestly.
I thought the Herd did okay.
The Herd did a pretty good. Yes, the Herd did great. The Herd did good. I'm not complaining about short range stuff. I'm not complaining about it.
Which is, was a learning curve for me because I've never dealt with Texas snow, and I've never really used the Herd for snow. So that was a learning experience for me.
Yep. You learn on everything. So that is certainly some the good news here. Yeah. It still looks like we see several surges of cold air off and on for the remainder of the month. But, the overall pattern, at least on the 18Z GFS, doesn't look favorable for it. Like I said earlier, the European kind of shows something long range, but, that's beyond, 200 hours. So that's fool's gold at this point in time. So, I mean, not anything I'm going to worry about. So. Hey, Ken, I heard today that La Nina is going to be shifting neutral sometime in the spring. We really never transitioned fully to La Nina. We might have at least very weak. But overall, I don't think we really ever really just – the weather pattern has looked like La Nina, but we just never really transitioned fully into it. So, it could wind up being more neutral, weak La Nina, and then transition back to neutral again, maybe even a weak El Nino by the summer. So we'll see.
Hey man, so, when you go on your dinner break, can you build that sled?
No, but we need to build a sled because I'd like to. If we ever get a big snow again, I'd like to pull you around in the yard. That'd be fun. Be fun for a good live shot. I mean, everybody wants to see Weatherman Cam get pulled around on the sled. That'd be fun.
Let's do a polar plunge.
Now you can do that. I am not doing that.
Go jump in Lake Wichita.
Yeah. I'm not going to encourage you or anybody else for that matter to do that because I can see it now. Cameron would go and do a polar plunge, and then all of a sudden some kid who finds Weatherman Cam to be funny and be his hero will want to go do it too. And then the next thing you know, I got moms and whatnot mad at me. So, we're not going to do that there. So looks like the precipitation is trying to change over to snow now in the Dallas area. So,
by the way, I know I texted you about it, but Mayor Tim Short gave us our flowers, so we did good with our forecast.
Wow. Good, man. I'm glad to get that accolade there. So.
Pretty cool.
So, yeah. All right. So Darren Beaver says general total for Jefferson County, about 6 inches, 6.5 inches further east, Wilson, Oklahoma, about 7 to 8. And then Todd also said about Ardmore, about 8 inches there as well. So, and I think that the Dallas area, you're about to see a change over here pretty quick from this rain snow mix to all wet, heavy snow. And then kind of up towards Sherman, south central, southeastern Oklahoma, going to get hit pretty good there too. So, all right, Cameron, I'm jumping off here. I'm going home and getting a bite to eat real fast, and I'll be back in here by around a little bit later on, and I'll do another live here, and we'll try to take you. Okay.
All right, enjoy your dinner. I'll talk to you later.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining the stream. Be looking for another one here before the 10 o'clock.